Oh well, I'm onto my third SD card. We're nearly coming in, but see these plants here on the definitely on the John Wayne. That's basically saying that the season is definitely basically on the John Wayne and over sort of thing. You know. And yeah, basically they go to mush and. Like that, is it the Del Shannon song? I go to pieces and I almost die. But wasn't it done by Peter and Gordon? But yeah. So yeah, basically the season here is over, but it should be the beginning of the Bonata season if it's around a wet soak sort of thing that stays permanently wet. As I said, because Bonata roots, as far as we know, can't withstand dehydration. They have to be slightly damp, otherwise they can't survive. So it would be nice to hybridise it with a Drosera capensis, because they definitely can hang on. According to Don here, I think he showed me one pot with like bone dry or something, gone right through summer. And yeah, Cape still came back from the roots. So yeah, which is ironic in a way, because capensis can only handle 1/3 seawater, or 11 grams to the litre basically of potassium rendered salts around its root, whereas Bonata can handle 2/3 or 22 grams to the litre. So it's rather ironic that something can handle twice as much doesn't have roots that can hang on over summer. Very ironic. But then again, we might find that it comes from a completely separate group of CPs, maybe an archaic group of CPs, or you never know. We have to, more investigation has to be done. But now there's all this study on the ribbon tentacle heads. It does help, especially on the seedling stage. You know, you're seeing snap balls on things that you just think, Jesus, they've got snap balls. How they? You wouldn't expect that. Or pads under dew and things like that, like in Prolifera's got pads under dew. So where does that place the Queensland sisters? And there may be two other brothers out there. You know, if you look at CPs in general, they have like basic plans. You got the filiformic like leaves, you know, of indica and filiformis, and you see the end tips of Bonata, and to compare it to the end tips of filiformis and the end tips of Drosera indica. I can swear you could hardly tell them apart. And isn't that strange? Is that just co-evolution, or is it conserved genetics? You know, the genetic block for building the end of that sort of tentacle leaf, it's the same one. You know, it's been transferred between all these ones. So does that mean we got a relationship between filiformis and indica to Drosera Bonata in Australia? That's almost crazy, isn't it? I know, you know, we had the super continent Gondwana land, and but it may help, you know. And seeing, as I said, pads under dew and things like that, and as I was saying, there may be two brothers out there. If you look at the basic work plan of these things, the way the shape of the leaves go, they seem to fall into distinctive groups, and you can say, well, in this continent there's a missing group. So did it actually occur, or has it died out, or is it still there? We haven't found it yet. So they seem to occupy specific niches, and if we can actually work out, you know, in this sort of environment you're going to get a round leaf one, or in this sort of environment, the way the insects are, you're going to get a long thin leaf one, and lo and behold we haven't got one, or we did think we had one or something. It will help you to go into the bush and search for them, not only what you're looking for but where to look for it, sort of thing. So yeah, if you look at the three sisters, you got Schisandra with its basic sort of obovate leaf sort of plan, and then you've got Prolifera, which is like your rotundifolic type leaf plan, and which is, you know, like the Wittigrose and Kangaroo Island seem to be heading down that sort of path. They're sort of like distant members of the Stolonifera group, which are, heading down the rotundifolia sort of pathway eventually. You know, give it another 500,000 years and you'll probably end up with a Wittigrine Kangaline that looks almost identical to a rotundifolia. You find it very hard to tell them apart, sort of thing, you know. Yeah, because it's, you know, it's island ecology. Things evolve smaller and faster on a, I think that's what they say, island ecology. I mean, island ecology is only in its infancy, really. They've only recently, you know, got onto it, sort of thing. I mean, basically most of the ecology is really evolved from Darwin's work on the beagle. I mean, it's really, suddenly all his sort of reasoning and things has led into our basic sort of ecology, you know, groups of ecology. It's stemmed from his research of on the beagle, from going all around the world and seeing the differences. So, as I said, it's basically in its infancy, you know. Well, barely 100 to 200 years, basically, you know. I mean, what? How many lifetimes in 100 years, you know, sort of thing? You know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, depends on how hard you push yourself. Yeah. What do they say? The good die young. Around about 25. I don't know. So does that mean that John Lennon was slightly bad? I don't know. Yes, it's me having my funny jokes again. He lived to 40, so he was slightly bad. No, sorry, you don't want to make fun of John Lennon. Geez, what a way to go, eh? But as I said, my other joke is, you know, what, you know, he shot 8 bullets and he took 7 of them. I see, what happened to the 8th shot? You know, sort of, you know. I know it's terrible making jokes out of these things, but you know, I've had a bad couple of years to think about these sort of things. So anyway, over an hour, and I'm in a macabre mood because we're at the end of the season. I always get in this sort of mood at the end of the season anyway. So you know, yeah, it's because the season's so short here. That's what it is. Whereas in WA, it'll be the other one. I'd be effervescent and almost glowing red hot, I think, because you know the season's so long over there. It's, you know, almost 8.5 months on and barely 3 months off, as I often say, you know. And it's so, I mean, there's so much to do. You have to be a younger person to be over in WA. You kill yourself. If I went over there now, I'd probably, you know, you just couldn't do it all in a year. You know, you couldn't go around every place. You'd have to spend a year doing either one species really well or a few species really well. But as I said, wherever you go over there, a few the same, everything else is different. So you know, you never know. I'm still assuming there is, if there's still virgin land out there, there's probably still pockets of undiscovered sundews out there, and I implore you to get out there, you know. Oh well, we've got someone else there taking a look. Maybe it's the person that lives at the house there. Maybe someone's phoned them up and say, hang on, there's someone on your property or something. That's if it is. No, doesn't look like it. I can't hear them turning into any driveway or anything. Maybe they were just going to have a nip in here and they decided otherwise. Anyway, over now, this clip's probably got too long, but I'm going to go home and maybe soak my foot or something. Buy a Twix bar, a giant Twix bar on the way home, and chocolate milk or something. I think I deserve it, coming out here for Rossi and the rest of you. But yeah, I made the effort. One last major trip, and then there's basically going to be look for the Bonatas and the Dichotomers in January, I think, and that's it. Then we start a new season, I think. It'll be the 2014 season, and hopefully by then the dash cam will be perfected and there'll be no problems. I'll just set it up and run it, and you know, there'll be no reflection, I'll wash the window, they'll put the cloth down, no reflection of the window, everything will be level, and there'll be no vibrations because I've got the extra Oki straps holding it in place. But anyway, we'll see. Over and out for now, last clip. See ya, bye.